So, you know how easy it is to give up? Like, do you really know how easy it is to actually give up? Don't give up before you grow up. Don't give up before you grow up. Hey, one thing I fuck with about my apartment, like, look at this scenery. You feel me? Like, a nigga be meditating over here right by the water, enjoying the sunlight, enjoying the sunshine. Sometimes it be a little too much because it be mad humid out here, but other times it be a dosage that's just right. You feel me? Now, I was listening to this podcast yesterday, and the speaker said, don't give up before you grow up. Because I don't know about you, but I know sometimes I find myself, I'm gonna be honest, I don't be thinking about giving up. I tried to relate, I tried to make it relatable, but I really don't be thinking about giving up. I think mostly what my thing might be is not committing to the action that I know needs to be done. So maybe you can perceive that as giving up, but I feel like I always like put it down and then pick it up later. So maybe that can be defined as giving up. But something I'm realizing about like not giving up before you grow up is that certain shit come into your world when you're mentally ready to receive it. And a lot of us are just not that mature yet. You feel me? A lot of us are just not that mature yet. And you could say you are, but your chronological age does not determine maturity. A lot of 23-year-olds still are mentally thinking like a 16-year-old. They might not have the life skills that's necessary to get them ahead in life. So what they do is that they take action steps and they play video games and they watch TV and they literally waste their time on a daily basis because they're still growing up. You don't stop growing up just because you hit 18. You don't stop growing up just because you go to college. You don't stop growing up because you're 25, 26. Don't give up before you grow up. One thing about like maturing and growing up, you realize that in your 20s, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but in your 20s, you just feel like you got the whole world in front of you. You feel like you got a lot of time. You feel like anything is possible. But it's not until it's not until your late 20s start to approach you and a new decade of life starts to approach you and new life experiences start to approach you and your age is going to be worn on your face. Some people be having heavy ass bags under their eyes and some people will still be looking young as hell like me. I know y'all see this sun shining on a nigga. So I'm realizing it's immature, it's childish, it's mediocre to give up something because as you're growing, you're learning at the same time. So as I'm trying to make this YouTube concept stick, I'm growing at the same time. I'm growing and learning what it means to do research, learning what it means to study, learning what it means to actually monetize my gift, identify my gift, and determine where I want to take it. A lot of people out there may be artists or entrepreneurs. They might be in the music industry. And their biggest thing is that every time they make a song, it's a good vibe, it's good energy, the energy is flowing. But after a certain period of time, they end up giving up. They end up allowing work to get most of their energy because that's what it really is. Things be vying for your energy. And if you don't have the energy to continue to pursuing your gifts and your skills, then the strongest frequency is going to win. And the strongest frequency might be work. The strongest frequency might be comfortability. I think that's the word. Being comfortable in what you do. So they building a new property next to mine. And it's like coming together really, really nice. And apparently we're gonna have 2 swimming pools and 2 gyms eventually. And a restaurant. Can you believe that? A cafe at an apartment complex. So that's why it's a little loud right now, but it does look real nice. I'm not gonna hold you. It looks real nice. I really had to grow into liking this apartment. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought it wasn't for me, but I kind of just grew into it as time went on. So yeah, a lot of us have these distractions where we don't tend to follow suit with what needs to be done simply because we haven't grew up yet. And growth does not have a chronological age to it. You don't grow up when you turn a certain age. You grow up in the mental before anything. And you know, for some people, sometimes things just click. Like sometimes it may click for you at 25. Other times it might click for you at 27. I feel like it started clicking for me for real at 27, which was last year. I feel like that's when I really started to be a little bit more mature in how I moved and like kind of start having fun with the things that I be doing. Because it's not always about personal growth and learning. It's also about having fun, traveling, enjoying life, building hobbies, building experiences, and understanding that this life is a cultivation of just that. So as you mature more into your identity, as you mature more into this mature, elevated version of yourself, don't give up. Even if you have to take days off, even if you have to take time to reset, or you may need to hire yourself a coach or a mentor, you may need to go to therapy, you may need to lock in into a book and read it for a week. Don't give up because you're still growing up. And even when you grow up, guess what? There's another level of maturity waiting for you. There's another level of focus waiting for you. I don't care if you're 36, I don't care if you're 44. There's another level of growth waiting for you around the corner every time you level up to the next dimension of you. You gotta realize giving up, it has a spiritual essence to it. Just think about it. When somebody turns 20, 30, 40 and they look back at their life and they gave up on wanting to open their own barbershop or their own hair salon, doesn't that feel regretful? Like, doesn't the energy of that kind of feel just a little down? Because it's like all of my life I had endless possibilities, and what did I do? I placed limitations in my mind to think that I can't accomplish what needs to be done in this lifetime. However, with the person who decided to not give up and push through, when they look back over their accomplishments, they're actually mad proud of themselves. They have hella fulfillment within their heart, hella fulfillment within their mind, because they didn't give up on what they said they was gonna do, which is open that business or be the best parent that you can be or go back to school. Let's be honest, what are we waiting for? You cannot allow the energies and the frequencies of the matrix interfere in your personal goals, because everything is you. Everything is a reflection of you. Everything that you experience is a reflection of you. Every single person that you meet, every single job that you have, all of that is reflecting parts of your soul. So if you need to learn how to not give up, you may come across somebody who actually did give up, and they're living a life of mediocrity, and they're living a life of complaining all the time and regret. So it's going to show you what not to do. Or you may come across somebody who never gave up and they're mad successful in what they do, and their success might be defined as just living a life of fulfillment with their kids, and they hang out with their kids and they work a job that's $60K a year, and they're content and comfortable with where they're at. They don't want to go against the mode. They don't want to challenge themselves to be bigger. And guess what? That's okay, because they are choosing that. As long as you have happiness and fulfillment in your world, in your reality, that's all that really matters when it comes to who you want to become. So how you going to give up on yourself just because of a hiccup? I understand you may need a day off, you may need some time off to rethink it, to recalibrate, but I don't want to see you giving up. I don't want to see you giving up, because you're growing up at the same time, and if you do that, you're doing a disservice to yourself. You're doing a disservice to yourself. It's not ideal to give up on yourself before you grow up. So this is what I want you to take away with this message. In this thing called life, we all are going to experience some setbacks, or so we perceive them as setbacks, right? It depends on what we perceive things as. So throughout life, we're going to experience some hiccups or some detours. It's up to you and your mental to perceive the situation as a way for you to grow and triumph over it. Nobody accomplishes monetary success without going through detours first. Because if everything was handed to you and it was a simple, straight cut process, I don't think you would be too content, or I don't think you would be too satisfied with the results, because it was so easy to get to. One thing that makes us humans, beyond the spiritual essence of us, man, this dog always be barking. One thing that makes us human, besides the spiritual essence, is the challenges that life presents us. The more challenge, the more excitement. The more challenge, the more we evolve. And remember, the goal is evolution. I hope you took away some value from this. Until next time.